I'm so happy you're here today for another deep dive into the teachings of A Course in Miracles. We're continuing our journey through Chapter 16, The Forgiveness of Illusions, and today we're exploring Section 4, The Illusion and the Reality of Love. And I need to tell you right from the start, this section is going to challenge you. It's going to challenge everything you've ever believed about love, everything you've been taught, everything you've experienced, because the Course is about to show us that what we call love is often not love at all. Think about it for a moment. We use the word love constantly. We love our partners, our children, our friends, our pets. We love chocolate, we love music, we love sunny days. We talk about falling in love, being in love, making love. Love is supposed to be the highest value, the most important thing, the answer to everything. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of what we call love is actually fear dressed up in romantic language. Most of what we call love is actually need, dependency, control, and the desperate attempt to fill a hole inside ourselves that we believe is real. This isn't cynical. This isn't saying that human relationships are meaningless or that caring for people is wrong. This is saying that we've been confused. We've learned a version of love from the ego. And the ego doesn't know what love is. The ego can't know what love is because the ego is based on separation, and love is union. The ego is based on lack, and love is wholeness. The ego is based on fear, and love is the complete absence of fear. So what we've learned to call love is actually something else. It's attachment. It's possessiveness. It's the feeling of incompleteness that temporarily gets soothed when someone else fills the void. It's the fear of being alone disguised as connection. It's the need to be special to someone, to be chosen, to be preferred over others. And we've confused this with love because we don't know what real love actually is. The Course capitalizes love when it's talking about the real thing. Love with a capital L. The love that comes from God, that extends through us, that asks nothing because it already has everything. The love that doesn't change based on circumstances or behavior. The love that doesn't increase or decrease, doesn't come or go, doesn't depend on anything external at all. This love is so different from what we normally experience that we don't even have a frame of reference for it. And here's why this matters so much. As long as we're confused about love, as long as we're seeking the ego's version and calling it real, we'll never be satisfied. We'll keep searching. We'll keep trying to find that one person, that one relationship, that one experience that will finally make us whole. And we'll keep being disappointed, not because love isn't real, but because we're looking for it in the wrong place. We're looking for it outside ourselves. We're looking for it in form. We're looking for it in specialness. And none of that is where love actually is. So in this section, we're going to look very carefully at the difference between the illusion of love and the reality of love. We're going to examine the ego's version, what it looks like, how it operates, why it always disappoints us in the end. We're going to explore what real love actually is, not as a feeling or an emotion, but as the truth of what we are. And we're going to discover how to choose between them, because that choice is available to us in every moment. This is deep territory. This touches the most intimate parts of our lives, the relationships we value most, the experiences we hold most dear. But it's also the most liberating teaching the Course offers. Because when you understand the difference between illusion and reality, when you stop seeking the ego's version of love and start accepting the love that's already within you, everything changes. This is Chapter 16, Section 4. This is the illusion and the reality of love. Let's explore what love really means. Let's talk about what the ego calls love. And let's be really honest here, because most of us have experienced this, lived this, maybe even built our entire understanding of love around this. The ego's version of love is what the Course calls special love. And the word special here isn't a compliment. It means separate. It means exclusive. It means based on the premise that some people deserve love and others don't. That some relationships are more valuable than others. That love is something scarce that needs to be rationed out carefully. Special love starts with a fundamental belief. I am incomplete. Something is missing. I am not enough on my own. And then it promises a solution. Find the right person, the right relationship, the right connection, and they will complete you. They will fill the emptiness. They will make you whole. This sounds romantic, doesn't it? It sounds like poetry, like song, lyrics, like the plot of every love story we've ever been told. But look closer. What's really being said? You're broken, and someone else can fix you. You're lacking, and someone else can fill you. You're not enough, but together you might be. This is need disguised as love. This is dependency dressed up in romantic language. And the ego loves this because it reinforces the fundamental lie. You are separate, you are incomplete, you are not whole. The very foundation of special love is separation. It says, I am here, you are there, and I need something from you to feel okay. It says, you are special to me because you give me what others don't. It says, I love you because you make me feel complete. Notice the word because. The ego's love is always conditional. I love you because you're beautiful. I love you because you understand me. I love you because you make me feel important, valued, seen. I love you because you fill my needs. And what happens when those conditions change? What happens when the person no longer makes you feel the same way? What happens when they disappoint you, fail to meet your expectations, stop providing what you need from them? The love disappears, or it turns into something else. Resentment, anger, the feeling of being betrayed. Because it was never really love to begin with. It was a transaction. It was a bargain. I will love you if you continue to complete me. And when the bargain breaks down, so does the relationship. This is why special love relationships are so volatile, so fragile, so exhausting. They're built on the constant need to maintain the conditions. You have to keep being what the other person needs. They have to keep being what you need. And both of you are secretly terrified that if you fail, if you don't measure up, the love will go away. Because deep down, you both know it's conditional. You both know it's based on need, not truth. The ego uses this to maintain separation. Because every special love relationship reinforces the idea that we're separate beings trying to bridge a gap, trying to overcome our aloneness, trying to find completion in each other. And as long as we believe that's what love is, we'll never discover what love actually is. Special love isn't evil. It isn't wrong. Most of us have experienced it, and there's nothing to feel guilty about. But it's important to recognize it for what it is. The ego's substitute for love. An illusion that keeps us searching outside ourselves for something that was never lost. So if the ego's version of love is based on need, lack, and conditions, what is real love? And I'm capitalizing that word intentionally because the Course is pointing to something so fundamentally different from what we normally experience that it needs a different language, a different understanding, a completely different frame of reference. Real love, the love that the Course teaches, is not something you find. It's not something you create. It's not something that comes and goes based on circumstances or feelings or how someone treats you. Love is what you are. It's the essence of your being. It's the truth about you that was established by God in your creation and has never changed, not for a single instant. This is a radical shift in understanding, because we're so used to thinking of love as something we do, something we feel, something we give or receive. But the Course is saying love is what you extend because it's what you are. You don't have to create it. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to deserve it. You don't have to find it in someone else. Love is already completely present within you because you were created by love, as love, to extend love. Think about what this means. If love is your essence, your nature, your truth, then it doesn't depend on anything external. It doesn't increase when someone loves you back. It doesn't decrease when someone rejects you. It doesn't come into being when you meet the right person, and it doesn't disappear when relationships end. Love simply is, unchangeable, eternal, complete. This is why real love asks nothing. The ego's version of love is constantly asking, "Do you love me? Do you love me enough? Will you always love me? Am I special to you? Am I more important than others?" Real love doesn't ask these questions because it's already complete. It's already whole. It's already everything. There's nothing to seek, nothing to prove, nothing to secure. And this is the difference between seeking love and being love. When you're seeking love, you're operating from the ego's premise of lack. You're looking outside yourself for something you think you don't have. You're trying to find completion in another person, in a relationship, in external validation. But when you recognize that you are love, that love is your nature, then you're not seeking anymore. You're extending, you're sharing, you're being what you are. This doesn't mean you don't have relationships. It doesn't mean you don't care about people. It means the foundation is completely different. Instead of relationships based on, "I need you to complete me," they become expressions of the wholeness you already are. Instead of, "I love you because you give me what I need," it becomes, "I recognize love in you because I know love in myself." Real love is unconditional. Not as an ideal we're trying to achieve, but as the natural state of what love is. Love doesn't say, "I'll love you if you behave correctly, if you meet my needs, if you live up to my expectations." Love says, "You are as God created you. Nothing you do or don't do changes that. Nothing you've done in the past changes that. Your essence is love, just as mine is." This is what the Course means when it says love is an extension of God. It's not something separate from God that we create on our own. It's God's love extending through us, expressing itself, recognizing itself in everyone and everything. We don't generate it. We allow it. We don't create it. We remember it. We don't achieve it. We accept it. This is the reality of love. And it's completely different from everything the world has taught us. So now we come to the most practical part. How do we actually choose between these two versions of love? How do we recognize which one we're experiencing in any given moment? Because here's the thing. The ego is very convincing. It's had a lifetime to teach us its version of love, and it feels normal. It feels natural. It feels like the only kind of love there is. The key is to look at the effects. The ego's love always comes with fear attached to it. Always. You might not recognize it as fear because it disguises itself as other things, as jealousy, as anxiety about losing someone, as the need to control or possess, as the constant worry that you're not enough or they might leave. But underneath all of that is fear. Fear of abandonment, fear of not being special anymore, fear that the love will go away. Real love has no fear in it, none. Because real love knows it's eternal, unchangeable, complete. It doesn't worry about loss because nothing real can be lost. It doesn't need to possess because it already has everything. It doesn't need to control because it trusts completely in what's true. Here's a practical way to recognize the difference. Ask yourself, does this love make me feel free or trapped? The ego's love feels like a trap, even when it's pleasurable. There's always something you have to maintain, some condition you have to meet, some fear lurking underneath the surface. You have to keep being what the other person needs. You have to keep proving yourself. You have to keep the relationship from falling apart. It's exhausting. Real love feels like freedom. Not freedom from the person, but freedom to be yourself completely. Freedom from the need to prove anything, achieve anything, maintain anything. Freedom from fear. You can be fully yourself, fully present, fully authentic, because there's nothing to protect, nothing to defend, nothing to lose. Another way to tell the difference, the ego's love makes you small. It says, you're not complete without this person. You're not enough on your own. You need them to be whole. Even when it feels good temporarily, it's reinforcing your sense of lack, your sense of incompleteness. Real love makes you remember your wholeness. It doesn't add to you. How could it when you're already complete? But it reflects back to you what's already true. So how do we choose? How do we let go of the ego's version and accept the real thing? It starts with honesty. It starts with recognizing that most of what we've called love has been need, has been fear, has been the attempt to fill an emptiness that we believe is real. This isn't about guilt. This isn't about judging ourselves for all the times we've sought special love. This is just about seeing clearly. And then comes the choice. In each moment, in each relationship, in each interaction, we can ask, am I seeking something from this person? Or am I extending what I already am? Am I trying to get love? Or am I being love? Am I looking for completion? Or am I recognizing wholeness? The ego will resist this. It will tell you that real love sounds cold, impersonal, detached. It will tell you that needing someone is romantic, that dependency is intimacy, that possessiveness is passion. But that's only because the ego doesn't know what love is. It's never experienced it. It can't experience it because love and ego can't coexist. The practice is simple but profound. In each moment, choose love. Not the ego's version, not the substitute, but the real thing. Choose to extend rather than to seek. Choose to be rather than to get. Choose freedom rather than fear. This is how relationships transform from special to holy. Not by ending them, but by changing their purpose. So here we are at the end of our exploration of the illusion and the reality of love. And I hope something fundamental has shifted in how you understand love. Because what we've discovered today isn't just theory. This touches the deepest part of our lives, our relationships, our sense of connection, our search for meaning and completion. Let's remember what we've covered. We started by looking at the ego's version of love, special love based on need, lack, and conditions. We saw how it promises completion but actually reinforces separation. Then we explored the reality of love, not something we seek but something we are, not conditional but eternal, not based on need but on wholeness. And finally, we looked at how to choose between them, how to recognize which love we're experiencing, and how to shift from seeking love to being love. This is transformative, because once you see the difference, once you recognize that what you've been calling love is often fear disguised as connection, you can't unsee it. You start noticing it everywhere, in your relationships, in your thoughts, in the way you interact with people. And in that noticing, there's a choice, always a choice. The ego will fight this teaching. It will tell you that real love is too abstract, too impersonal, too cold. It will tell you that needing someone is what makes relationships meaningful, that dependency is intimacy, that conditions are just being realistic. But that's only because the ego has never experienced love. And love is what sets you free. So the practice is this. Start noticing which love you're choosing. When you think about someone you care about, are you seeking something from them or extending what you are? When you feel love, is there fear underneath it or is there peace? When you want someone's love, are you trying to fill a void or are you remembering wholeness? Just notice. Just become aware. The awareness itself begins to shift everything. Thank you so much for being here today, for taking this journey with me through Chapter 16, Section 4 of A Course in Miracles. If this teaching resonated with you, if you're beginning to see love differently, if something is shifting in how you understand relationships, please hit that like button. It helps these teachings reach more people who are ready for them. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. We're continuing through the course together, uncovering these profound truths that have the power to transform how we experience everything. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Share it with someone who's searching for love, someone who's confused about relationships, someone who's ready to understand the difference between illusion and reality. Leave a comment below and let me know how this teaching is landing for you. I love hearing from you and knowing that we're walking this path together. Until next time, remember, you are not seeking love. You are love. The love you've been searching for has been within you all along, complete, whole, unchangeable, eternal. Stop seeking and start being. See you in the next video.